Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed colleagues and honorable members of the press and devoted friends to our cause, today I stand before you filled with a profound sense of purpose and a firm commitment to service. It is with immense pride and a deep sense of responsibility that I announce that I have just submitted my nomination papers for the position of the Law Society of Kenya male representative to the Judicial Service Commission. The JSC is not merely an institution. It is the oil that runs the engine of our daily legal endeavors. Through critical policy interventions, and indeed the JSC not only determines how fast we make our bread, but also if that bread will truly become butter. As advocates, the decisions we make in choosing our representative at the JSC is of paramount importance. This choice must be approached with the gravitas that it deserves, for it is the key to ensuring that every labor that we undertake as legal practitioners is not only fruitful, but also laden with the sweet rewards of success. Our aim is clear: to seek a representative who not only understands the challenges that we face in the practice of law, but also has the best plan to address the challenges that we face. Now, I believe that my 20 years of active practice within the corridors of justice have prepared me adequately to represent my esteemed colleagues and friends at the JSC. The submission of my nomination papers marks a significant milestone in our quest for a fresh representation that resonates with our practice. A representation that will deliver more opportunities for advocates within the judiciary and work with all stakeholders to remove bottlenecks in our diverse practice areas. And I pledge to remain visible and accountable to you, my friends and colleagues, to whom I seek to serve. Now, there have been recent events that have happened that would be remiss if I do not comment on them, and that is the attack, a recent attack by the president on the judiciary. Now, our attention turns now to the matter of grave concern that has recently gripped our nation: the unprecedented attacks on the judiciary by the President of Kenya. These attacks are not only alarming, but pose a serious and grave threat to the very foundations of our democracy and the rule of law. In these trying times, it is imperative that we, as Kenyans, stand united and resolute in defense of our sacred space, a space that guarantees an independent judiciary, the cornerstone of our democracy. The rule of law must prevail over the rule of men. I am compelled to remind the President of his past stance, wherein he championed the cause of judicial independence. It is indeed perplexing to witness such a drastic shift in his perspective, now that he holds the highest office in the land. Let us not forget that it was this very independent judiciary that upheld the legitimacy of his election when it was challenged. The judiciary, esteemed colleagues, is not merely an institution of protection, but the ultimate arbiter in terms of our laws and the Constitution. We must remember that the President of the Republic of Kenya is not the sole defendant of the rule of law. Indeed, every Kenyan, as enshrined under Article 3 of our Constitution, is duty-bound to defend our Constitution. I stand firmly in support of the rule of law and the independence of the judiciary. If the President has concerns regarding corruption within the judiciary, they must be addressed through the appropriate channels. The President should adhere to the provisions of Section 31 of the Judicial Service Act, which provides for the legitimate process of removing a judge or judges who are in office. In closing, I express my heartfelt gratitude to God Almighty for His unending guidance, to my family for their unconditional support and love, to my esteemed colleagues present here and across the country for their immense trust and support, to the members of the press for their role in upholding democracy, and to the friends and supporters of our cause. I invite each and every one of you to join me in the upcoming momentous campaign as we embark on a journey to change our destination on a representation that works for advocates and champions for the rule of law. Thank you very much, and God bless you. Yes.
Thank you, Council. My name is John from KBC. Two questions. What do you envision for the JSC if you're elected for the leader? Is that a matter you've entertained if you're elected as a male representative for Lsk?
So my vision as a male representative of the Law Society is actually true and visible representation of the concerns that affect each one of us in the practice of law, and also to Kenyans who are affected one way or another with the services that are provided for by our courts. Under Article 171 of the Constitution, the purpose of the JSC is to make the judiciary accountable, to make it responsive to the Kenyans and their needs, and also efficient in the way they deliver service. And I think I'll be guided by that principle under Article 171. In terms of the agitation by Kenya Kwanza to have a special division that deals with policy, I don't see there is no need. I think the Chief Justice in her own remit is able to constitute the courts the way she deems fit. And as currently constituted, I think the JR or the Constitutional Division of the High Court are able to deal with those issues that arise from those issues. All of us agree. Yeah, there is no doubt about it. There is corruption, and it is a cancer that has become endemic, and it must be dealt with. That one, there is no debate about it. All of us suffer from it. And sometimes you even read judgments and you wonder whether you are the one who went to the wrong law school. So it is there, but there are processes on how to deal with it. Obviously, there has to be a complaint if there is an issue that has to be presented before the JSC. One of the complaints that have arisen recently or in course of a time is the time it takes for the JSC to respond to those complaints and process them. So I think that is one issue that I would want to push if the members deem it fit to elect me to the JSC.
Okay, the issue of numbers. This way. Yeah. So. Okay. One more. Once more. They say one more for the TV, please. Omwanza, keep holding it. Yeah, keep holding. They say one more for the TV.